Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic, and welcome back to the channel. And today, for you guys, there's another podcast with my good buddy here, Echo KILLSH0T.
What's going on, y'all?
So, I know it's been a while since we've done one of these. I've been trying to get a new microphone. I've been trying to get my volume to work, because last time, I believe we actually recorded, or at least it's on my channel, Season 7 and 8 of Ninjago, and then Echo KILLSH0T watched 9 and 10, but it's been so long, we kind of need a refresher, and I never posted 9 and 10, so this is going to be Ninjago Season 9 Hunted and Season 10 March of the Oni, and then hopefully we can progress into Season 11 and forward. Maybe we'll talk about one other topic, I don't know, but to start off, you guys hopefully will enjoy this. You guys better enjoy this. Make sure to drop a like. And anyway, we're going to move on with Season 9 Hunted. So, Echo, you had a list, I believe, you prepared. What do you remember, dislike, like? Let's talk Season 9.
So I remember liking the fact that Wu, that the ninja were like pretty much training Wu throughout the entire season, and he kept growing and growing and growing. One episode I really did like was how to build a dragon, which I mean doesn't really go so well in the end, but it's cool to see the process of that episode. And even the first episode, first one, we get introduced to this, and it's like a dark time, like where the ninja didn't win,
Mm-hmm.
So we're brought into this dark era of Ninjago, and Garmadon and Urumi have taken over, and it's just a lot to take in. And obviously our heroes are in hiding over there, and really emotion that the Nia and Lloyd bring, because they think all the rest of the ninja are dead, but little do they know, they are this is where my mind goes blank, they are on that island,
Dragon Realm.
The Oni and Dragon Realm, which is going to play a big part in this season, obviously. So that's kind of what I remember so far. Hopefully the more you talk about it, it can make my mind go, hey, oh shoot, yeah, that happened. But
no, I think that Season 8 is still my favorite out of all 15, but Season 9 Hunted, what a great follow-up to 8. I mean, like you said, I think having the ninja be separated and having them essentially lose, I think is very important, not only to the characters but to the audience watching, just to reiterate the fact that sometimes the good guys don't win, and there are repercussions to your actions and all that stuff. But I think having Lloyd and Nia in Ninjago and the rest in the first realm is really cool, because it allows every episode to have, there's different adventures. So you have Lloyd and Nia training in like a garbage depot with the elemental masters like Skylar and all them, and what's his face, Griffin Turner and all those guys. But it's also cool to see the ninja get captured by Iron Baron, and Faith comes into the thing, and I think Faith plays a really vital role in the show, especially this season. So that's really cool. Now, I guess speaking on Faith, I think it's really important that the ninja, because you mentioned Wu, how Wu, goes to bed and he has these visions, and he has this dream about, the first Spinjitzu master is his and Garmadon's father, telling him, look, if you don't have any faith that you won't catch a fish, you won't catch one. It's mind over matter. And Wu takes that pretty effing literally, and he's like, hey, we met a girl called Faith. My father told me to have faith. We got to follow this chick. And it kind of goes sour in the end. But I think Faith is a good character. But what are your thoughts on Faith, the character, and what's her face? The rat lady, the Oni, Mistake.
Ooh, Mistake was a big mistake.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never saying that again. Okay, so Faith,
this was your last mistake.
Faith is I think Faith is a cool character. She's a cool chick. She's obviously very hot for Russian.
for plastic.
Yeah, plastic. But the way she's revealed, I was just like, oh, he's a what? Kind of like our introduction to the samurai, which actually turned out to be Nia. She's intimidating. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, she's she won everybody else over in the end, and kind
She
of
did.
vouched for the ninja and kind of turned everybody against the Iron Baron. So
Yeah.
that's really good. And then Mistake, I knew she was not this nice old wise lady. I knew there was something to her. Didn't know she was Oni, but I still think she's weird, and she captures that pretty well. And she kind of teaches Lloyd a few things as well. There's just a lot of mentoring going on, whether it's, the ninja mentoring Wu, somebody mentoring this, that, Lloyd kind of mentoring Darren.
Everyone's mentoring everyone. It's crazy.
Yeah, but there's a lot of good life lessons in this season, and yeah, I just think it's great.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it's funny because I don't know if you piece this together or you forgot or maybe you know, I don't know. But Mistake was actually in season 1. She's been there since the beginning of the canon, essentially. She was the tea lady, obviously, in that one shop. If you remember, the Great Devourer is like destroying Ninjago City and all that. And Garmadon in season 1 goes to Mistake's thing, and obviously she had a different voice actor at that time. But I think it's really cool to know that, yeah, there's this little old frail woman who's in charge of the tea shop is actually a freaking demon. So it's pretty crazy. And of course she does die in this season. But speaking of the Great Devourer, what are your thoughts on Harumi, her arc, her death? I think Harumi's death is one of my favorite things in the entire franchise. But what are your thoughts on that and her character?
I definitely think it was a noble sacrifice. And I definitely think she excelled in that as a character for me. And Lloyd kind of watching that from afar is obviously really emotional. I still hate her guts, and I didn't cry, but I was like, good job, Arumi, good job.
Yeah.
But now you just broke my boy Lloyd some more. Now he's having so much trauma, and you're making him depressed, and he's probably going to end up offing himself.
Yeah. Well, you got to watch more of the show to find out if that happens. But yeah, Harumi's death, it's insane. I think she's a great voice actor. Brent McKillop voicing Harumi, fantastic vocal talent. The fact that she's able to go from like a almost like a Disney princess to like a sadistic killer in the drop of a hat. It's pretty insane. But yeah, her death is insane. I think it's very well done. The music, the close shots, seeing Lloyd slowly blinking and just saying "Rumi" one last time, seeing Harumi save that family, essentially. I guess not redeeming, but quote unquote redeeming herself. Because the Devourer is the whole reason why she became evil. That's the whole reason. So it's very powerful to see her last act, undo what she became. Because remember in season 8, she's like, oh, Lloyd is like, do you just want more victims? What? You don't want this. And she's like, nah, I want this. I want to create more of me. And I think deep down she really didn't want that, and she was just hurting inside. So I think it's I don't want to say, oh, for a Lego show, it's really deep, but I just think for like a show in general, some deep stuff going on here. It's not so cut and dry anymore who the good guys and bad guys are, and I think that's really cool. But speaking of bad guys, Iron Baron, what do you think? What do you think about him?
Iron Baron is just a goofy guy. That's all I gotta say about Iron Baron. Like, he deserved. He knew what was coming to him, and he deserved it. Like, you can't fool Wu like that, man. Just like, I really felt there was no uniqueness to him.
I get that.
Not because of the way he looked, because he's giving off these whole Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome vibes, where he's the leader of this big clan, and they're like outcasts, but not really. And I never really saw anything from him that other like, oh, he's evil, he wants this and that. Yeah. Well, like, bro, we know you're not gonna get it, so just keep being a bad guy, and you'll get your karma, buddy. So yeah, I just think he was a goofy character. His accent just goofy. Look, there's just nothing threatening about him. Like Garmadon, Garmadon is really threatening. Yeah, no, I just probably one of my least favorite, if not my least favorite villain or side villain, if you even want to call him that.
Yeah, yeah, that's a way to put it. I think, yeah, like you said, you do know from the very, you know from the get go what's going to happen to Iron Baron because he's a bad guy. But I think it's important to know that, Wu, not only is he growing, physically, but he's growing as a person. It's almost like he's relearning what he taught the ninja. So seeing Iron Baron manipulate him and the others, I mean, that's what he is. He's a manipulator at heart. He's literally taking the whatever the hell they are, the
ultimate manipulator. The
Yeah.
ultimate manipulator, though, is Noticon.
Yes, that is true. I'll give you that. That is true. I do agree on that. That's a very true statement. But I guess half of what Noticon is what Iron Baron is, and it's really just, I don't know. It's interesting to see how this clan operates and how he kind of bullies everyone into submission. And even not Faith, the other Jet Jack, I think, the other girl. She's like, oh, well, you promised me I'd be step number 2. I would be your next in line. And he's like, shut up. I mean, he really, in his true heart of hearts, he doesn't give two poops about anyone. He just wants power, and that power being the dragon armor. We obviously know what happens. He literally, it's funny. He doesn't die, but if you really think about it, like Firstborn basically covers him in like indestructible amber, like the melts him basically, so he can't eat.
Medusa.
Yeah, well, he can't eat in there, so of course he's gonna die in there. So I think that's actually a pretty brutal way to go out. Fitting, of course, but yeah, I think my least favorite villains are the Time Twins, Acronix and Crux from season 7. But yeah, Iron Baron's nothing special. He's cool. But like I said, nothing to write home about. But what else can we talk about in season 9, man? I think the music's fantastic. What about the theme song?
The theme song. Oh yeah, the opening
starts out, it goes,
intro.
Dun, 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 like that. It's crazy.
Yeah, I like how they're running across the chains and then Garmadon's just coming up from above. Like,
yeah, just like that. I think that's cool.
It's funny. But also the ending, the Green Destiny is by far my favorite episode. Gosh, it's like Avengers Infinity War level. Like, oh, dragons coming in. Freaking Wu is looking hot now. Freaking Lloyd and Garmadon going face to face for the final time.
Yeah.
And, it's just such a great ending.
It is. And what do you think about Lloyd getting his green power back? Because, Garmadon's whole shtick now is that he needs the fight. It's the fight that fuels him, So Lloyd refusing to fight and just kind of not only dodging, but if you remember in season 3 rebooted, Sensei Garmadon, when he turned good again, his first lesson to the ninja is to fight without fighting. Let your opponent fight him or herself. And that's exactly what Lloyd does in the end, and he gets the better of him. I think it's really powerful stuff.
It's just all these callbacks and these attention to details that really make you not only want to rewatch the show again and again, but, really make you excited for what's to come. Because, hey, they're going to call back to this or to that. Or, all this stuff that, us Ninjago fans have watched and experienced. It's been a journey, man, and it's just a nice nostalgic callback at any time something like that happens. But yeah, I definitely like that final battle between father and son. Some part of me actually wants to say that there's some parts that are like better than Return of the Jedi. When it's Darth Vader versus Luke Skywalker, because I mean, it's kind of the same thing. Like, it's the fight that fuels him, and kind of unlike Lloyd, Luke straight up boom, 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 taking Darth Vader's hand off, whereas Lloyd never really wanted to fight. Well, he couldn't because he didn't have his power, but because Garmadon kind of exposed that part of him, now Lloyd knows how to defeat him. And yeah, I just think that was a beautiful fight. Beautiful choreographed, everything. Loved it. Yeah.
I think it's really... I think my favorite shot of that fight is Garmadon's got his... I think he had the 4 hands at this point. He had like the 4 like purple dagger, purple energy daggers. And there's one shot, I don't know if you remember, but Lloyd is like on one knee and he's got his sword and it's above his head. And Lloyd's head is looking to the ground. He's just holding the sword up. And Garmadon's just wrecking the poop. He's just hitting the sword again and again and again. He just keeps hitting it. And I think it just shows that Lloyd is enduring. That's one of the morals that Mistake teaches him. You have to endure this. You can't just give up. You got to keep fighting. And that one shot, I think, emphasizes that really well. But what are your closing thoughts on Season 9? And what is your favorite moment in the entire season?
It's a great follow-up. It's honestly, it would have been cool if we just ended it there, but then obviously you have Season 10, which is just 4 episodes, and apparently that's the true ending, which I think that's the one I forgot the most, so you're gonna have to remind me of stuff that happened.
Yeah, I got
if I'm gonna be honest with you. But yeah, I think it's just a beautiful follow-up to Season 8. And yeah, I thought every scene, I thought there was no filler bits. They really took their time. If they wanted to, they could have made this easily 5 episodes. They could have made every season 5 episodes, but these 10 episodes feel like 20 episodes.
Yeah,
it's weird, and yeah, it's very chunky, but you get so much information out of it, and for me, it feels like it takes forever to get through. But it's a great journey nonetheless. And my favorite part is got to be when the dragon came through. Gosh, when Garmadon is just riding on the thing, and all of the ninja are riding their own dragons, and they come through, and it just reminds me so much of Endgame.
I know, yeah, it's a badass moment. I think, I don't know, man, there's so many good moments. I like Harumi's death. I like that moment. I like when Harumi offers Garmadon to kill her so that he doesn't have to kill Lloyd. Just get it over with now. I think that's powerful. But I think my favorite moment, at least right now at the time of recording, is in episode 3 out of 10, Radio Free Ninjago, where the end scene where Lloyd takes back the airways and he gives a speech and he says, "The resistance never quits," like that. And he puts it on the track gets caught, so it's saying the resistance never quits, like over and over and over. I think that's really powerful. And like right before the end credits, he says it again, of course, but it gets louder. Like I don't know, it gives me goosebumps every time I see it, man. It's crazy. But yeah, season 9, I'd probably give it like maybe like a 9.5 or 10 out of 10. I mean, there's really not much to hate about it. What would you give it before we move on to season 10 here?
Out of 10, I definitely give it a 9 for season 9.
Yeah, perfect. Bloody perfect. So, season 10, March of the Oni, for you guys who are not aware, is the final in the Oni and Dragon trilogy. It was supposed to cap off the Ninjago canon, the show for good, and then they decided to go with season 11 through 15. Now, you had a question on this too. Seasons 1, I guess the pilot, through season 10 is called Lego Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu, and 11 through 15 is just called Lego Ninjago. They dropped the Masters of Spinjitzu part, but it is still the same canon. Season 11, I think you watched a few episodes of season 11 so far, but it picks up basically like almost like maybe a year after season 10, but just so we can get some housekeeping out of the way so you guys are confused, because some people still are confused. But season 10, what do you remember about it? It's only 4 episodes. It was meant to be like a movie, but yeah, what are your thoughts on that from what you recall?
Really, all I remember is that Garmadon and Lloyd team up.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Okay, well, no, it's perfect because we're only 20 minutes in, so we got some time. I won't take you too long, but I think, speaking of Garmadon, I think it's important to remember his journey, because in season 5, he was in the Preeminent, and when he was still good, and he basically died there. Harumi resurrected Garmadon, but only the bad elements of him. It's basically like a demonic ritual. And Garmadon in season 8, I think in our last podcast that we kind of scrapped, I called him like a monkey, because he's basically just like this brainless animal. Like he's just, his entire purpose is just to kill and destroy Lloyd. And you even notice that when he's talking, Garmadon, he's like, kill me. He's just he's kind of Neanderthalish. And then in season 9, Hunted, he's very much, I like to akin to him as like an eloquent ruler, almost like a Shakespearean king. He's on top of his throne and he's making threats, and he kind of sounds more like this, and he's more demanding and evil. And then in season 10, he the very first episode, when Lloyd goes to Garmadon in Cryptarian prison, and in my horrible Lloyd voice, he's like, "Father, we need you, whatever." And Garmadon's first thing that he does is he cracks a joke. He's no longer He's no longer like, Lloyd. He's like, oh, so you want my help? He's just kind of poking fun at the whole situation, and that shows that Garmadon is slowly not becoming good yet, but he's becoming more of a human, as much as a human as an Oni can be. I think that's really cool stuff. And yeah, Lloyd and Garmadon do team up. Of course, not without some jokes and all that. But to see Lloyd, like you said, it's Luke and Darth Vader to an extent. It's kind of maybe it's like Rey and Kylo Ren with the dyad thing, but Lloyd is still pissed off at his dad, but Garmadon isn't necessarily as mad at Lloyd. He's not trying to kill him anymore. He's just kind of like, whatever. I guess we'll go with this. So it's cool to see that happening, and of course Cole's death, quote unquote, leads to Lloyd getting pissed, saying, there's more to life than surviving. And Garmadon takes that time to look at that picture when he was good, and this is the season where Garmadon kind of goes, maybe there is more to life than just conquering and being a warlord. Thanks to Vinny from NGTV News, and then what else? I guess I'll stop there. What are your thoughts on what I've covered so far with Garmadon, his kind of not change?
Yeah, I think you covered everything.
Yeah.
I think you covered everything. I mean, I really think this season was just about Lloyd and Garmadon, of course. Just them, I guess, kind of trying to reconnect. I mean, they've been through a lot, and you really want to see them, become father and son again, like truly. And once again, Vinny came in clutch. Gotta love Vinny.
Clutch
and
powers.
Cole's death
Yeah,
scared me, but I knew he wasn't dead. I knew he wasn't gonna die twice. I mean, come on now.
Yeah. Do you remember how Cole survived? Like the reason why?
I think it was because his will to live.
That was your theory. The two main reasons why he lived is that he's the Earth Ninja, so he can fall a gigantic distance and not even really get too hurt. Because remember, in some seasons, he's headbutting brick walls, doesn't even phase him. So that's one reason. He's an elemental master. If Cole was just some rando dude from the street, he would have died. But because he's the Earth Master, he didn't. And the second is because it's weird. I watched an interview with Tommy Andreasen, the creator, and he said when he co-wrote the episode, he intended for us, the audience, to see Cole when he falls through the Oni cloud, the black cloud. He was supposed to go down like a building, like a slant, almost like I don't know how to. You can't see me, but it's like I don't know. Take your hand and make like an archway in the air, like a slant. It was kind of like that. Like it kind of slides down a little more. Like it wasn't like a straight fall like through a glass window. But the animators didn't understand that, and they didn't animate it that. So what you see isn't what they intended. But the main reason is that he's the Earth Ninja, and that's why he survived. Now, the reason why he survived going through the black cloud into his car, I think that's what you're referring to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was we don't necessarily know, because we know his father is an Oni, and I'm not going to talk about his mom because that's in a future season. But wink, wink. But as far as we know, Cole is not an Oni. So in terms of how he survived, we can acquaint that just to Elemental Master. And you're right. I think his will to live. Cole, before Lloyd took over, I think Cole always was he was the leader, and he leads even when no one's around him. So I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is.
And then Omega. What are your thoughts on Omega, the big bad guy Oni that they were hyping up for 3 seasons?
I mean, cool, bro. Like, I like your name, but I mean, you just got here, so.
I know. He's menacing looking. He's menacing sounding. He's got a dope name, but he dies in 4 episodes. I mean, I get why they did it. Again, it's like a movie, but I don't know. I feel like they could have hyped him up more. A lot of people hate this season, like a lot of people. I think Cole's death wasn't stupid. I think it was good because it allowed Nia to understand that she made a mistake. We never really see Nia fail to this regard. We'll see her like in a flashback, drop her ice cream cone or she can't fill the freaking water bucket. But she thinks genuinely that she murdered her best friend. One of her best friends. So that scene where, if you remember, her and Kai are on the Destiny's Bounty, just like, overlooking the sky, and she's just crying, and Kai walks up and he says, "Hey sis, you okay?" She says no, and he says, "Yeah, me neither." I think that's perfect because she wasn't like, "Oh yeah, everything's cool, don't worry, it's fine. We got to get back to no." Like the writers understood that she needed to take this time to mourn, and Kai. Of course, being a hothead, he wasn't like, "Yeah, well, get better, sis, you idiot." He was like, "Yeah, I don't feel good either."
But it was her fault.
It definitely was. It definitely was.
Screw you, Nia.
Exactly. Yeah, that's how it should have went down. But yeah, great stuff all around. I think the final battle is really good. But my favorite part of season 10, hands down, has to be Lloyd's death. Because contrary to popular belief, aka idiots online, Lloyd does die. He doesn't get knocked out. He dies. And he goes to... This is essentially Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, but better, in my humble opinion. Because, he dies and he goes essentially to Ninjago heaven. And he meets essentially God. He meets the first Spinjitzu master. And, he
So that means Wu is Jesus?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, kinda. I guess.
Oh my gosh, bro.
You just...
we living in some weird times.
You just turned and Garmadon's the devil, right?
Oh my gosh, dude.
It's Catholic show.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, we just discovered
that. Means Lloyd.
Guys. We cracked the code.
Who's this? That means Lloyd would be Lucifer? Nah.
No, Lucifer's the devil. I don't know.
Come on, the devil has to have a kid.
Yeah. He's probably
Adolf Hitler. That means Lloyd is Adolf Hitler.
That makes sense.
Or Joe Biden.
Yeah. Or Fauci. Yeah, there's a lot of people that could take that spot. But anyway, before we get too political and everyone leaves, I think that Lloyd's death is great because he commends him, and the first Ninjutsu Master offers Lloyd to go with him to paradise. Like, look, I'll give you the choice. You can either come with me to basically heaven and live peacefully, or you can choose to go back and fight for the city and fight for Ninjago. And it looks like Lloyd's going to choose, the first Spinjitzu Master's hand. And then, of course, they're all crying over Lloyd's dead body, and you see a golden petal go across his face, indicating the choice he made. It's oh my god, it's just I don't know, I can't even point it to words. It's just fantastic. I mean, if you really want to, they copied Harry Potter, I guess. But I think they did it better because they've been building, you hated Lloyd. You wanted to punch Lloyd in the throat when you first saw him. And then starting in season 8, you liked him because of the voice actor and the upgraded look. I mean, how did you like Lloyd's death, and how did they handle that in your opinion?
I thought it was really good.
From what you remember, at least. I mean, yeah, I loved it. I thought it was really good. And of course, we got to end this off with Garmadon, because what does he do in the end? He walks off into the distance, right? He doesn't really turn good. He's more neutral. He's more confused about where he is in the world than ever. And shameless plug, not to myself, but to the Garmadon comic book, which you have read. I have read as well. Do you want to talk about Do you want to talk about the comic now, or do you want to save that for the next podcast? Because in the canon, this takes place essentially right after episode 10 ends. Or, excuse me, season 10 ends.
Yeah, let's talk about it for a little bit.
All right.
So the comic, man, there's 5 issues.
4 or 5, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Really, just the whole point of that comic, if you haven't read it, it's just really Garmadon becoming a good guy, becoming like a Hellboy or Ghost Rider, just someone that's known for like bad, but I mean, still does good, if
Yeah.
you will. Yeah.
He's kind of like the Punisher. You know,
Yeah. And like,
the Punisher will blow your brains out if you steal, but if you're a good guy, you know, he's good to you.
yeah. So I just love his art throughout that entire comic run.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just think it's really awesome.
It's good stuff. I think the artwork is fantastic. I mean, if they made this into like a dedicated show, which by the way, after Fracture Fate, maybe we should do that. Just saying, I can do half the voices. It looks like beautiful. Like, you know, if they put it to a TV show or whatever, it would be beautiful cinematography. I mean, just that one cover of Garmadon on the top, and like, you know, I guess evil Garmadon, you know, his conscience on the bottom, and they're just in like a river with petals. It looks like the reflection, but it's just, I don't. Oh God, it's so good. But the artistry is great. The drawings are great. I think the story's fantastic. I really enjoyed that. What did you think about what was his name? Lord Mogra. I think he was kind of cool. We still don't necessarily know who Lord Mogra is. We just know he was an enemy to the Elemental Alliance back in the day. But in terms of him as a character, from what you remember, I mean, I thought he was pretty cool.
Yeah, me too. He's like, I like that some old characters come back and they're working for him.
Yeah, like Ultraviolet and Kilo.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. I think the whole Two Moon Tea aspect is really cool. How, you know, Garmadon drinks it and it kind of like amplifies his powers. I mean, it's good stuff. The fact that like in what was it, the last book? I don't want to spoil too much, but I mean, it's a spoiler podcast, right? I maybe just spoiled 2 seasons. If to keep it short, the one of the first panels of the last comic book issue is a bear that Garmadon beat the crap out of in like issue 2, and the bear is bleeding. Like the first time in Lego Ninjago, we see blood. And it's not a lot, but it's there, and I think that's it blew my mind when I saw it, because the the Ninjago series is not the Lego Ninjago movie. You know, it's not like, oh, I lost my arm, let me just put my arm back. It's not how they work. They're Lego people, but they adhere to human physics and laws. You know, they mentioned bones and blood before. So I think I always say this. Lego Ninjago is not really a Lego show, because there's no Lego bricks. They basically just chose a normal animated show with minifigures to represent their characters. I think that's really cool. And the fact that we see blood means that, yeah, you know, they're not just made out of plastic, and it's not like a Lego game. There's some dramatic weight to that stuff, and I think that was really cool for Garmadon to notice, you know, that this bear that I beat the poop out of is bleeding and needs my help. We got to take the fight to Lord Mogra. It's fantastic, man. And you don't, you're on season 11, so I'm not going to spoil it, but Garmadon does come back in the show. I'm not telling you which season that is, but he does make a return. But yeah, this comic is essential if you guys care about the lore. It's, you know, not that much money to buy. I think they have all 5 issues or whatever, 4 or 5 in like one cohesive, big set, so that's cool. But yeah, I probably would give the comic like a 9 or a 10. I mean, it blew my mind, just from the writing to the the way it looks, the panels. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I'd give it that too. I'd give it an 8.5, and I'd also give season 10. Sadly, the only thing that carrying it for me was that one scene in heaven between the first Spinjitzu Master and Lloyd, and for that, I gotta give it like a 6.5. It's 4 episodes, and the villain is terrible.
Yeah, I'll probably give it an 8. I think it's
Bro.
It's not as bad as everyone claims it is, but it's definitely it should have been longer. That's my only thing. It just should have been longer. I mean, the Oni and Dragon trilogy is, I think, my favorite arc in the entire show. So it is kind of pitiful, but I get it. They wanted to make like an 80-minute movie, but I don't know. It should have been longer. I am glad we got more with season 11 through 15, which will be the next podcast. Hopefully, which won't take another 7 months. But
Hey.
I have faith. I have faith.
Yeah, you have faith.
I'll give it to Captain. Okay, look, for all the people watching, this isn't live, but for when we're recording this, Echo is claiming he's watching season 11 tonight, so we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll get a podcast in the next week. Who knows? Could be a year. We don't know. We'll find out, though. Evil laugh. We'll find out. So, to close out this thingy here, I have one more Ninjago topic, but do you want to talk about anything else that isn't Ninjago that you wanted to mention? Because we're only a half hour in.
What about? Oh no, I don't really have anything. I mean, we're gonna say that for a future podcast because I was gonna talk about like favorite movies of the year, video games and stuff like that, but that's just gonna be a whole lot of stuff. So, what do you want to talk about?
Okay, so as you guys know, we're doing Spider-Man Fractured Fate, and I'm not going to give any more details on it. But I don't know, Echo. What can I tell him, really quick?
About Spider-Man Fractured Fate?
Yeah.
You could tell him the animation.
Surprise gift for the listeners,
You could tell them it's if they even made it this far.
I know.
You could tell them that the animation style that we're doing.
Yes, yeah. So we have the script done. I am almost done recording my voices. Echo is, I think you're close to being done, right, with Peter?
Yeah.
Okay. We got another voice actor, which I will not name her name because I don't know if she wants me to say it on YouTube. I didn't get permission, but this person is animating. So we found an animator. So good, because like a Lego set. Speaking of Lego, we have all the Lego pieces. We just got to make it, and that's what we're doing now. So I'm assuming it'll be out. Hope we're targeting May 2023. So May of this year. We'll see if that holds true. But we'll update you guys. But yeah, so the way this is going to look is think of like when you're reading the Lego Garment on. This isn't going to be Lego. It's normal animation for Fractured Fate. But imagine you're reading the Lego Garment on comic or any comic. That's how it's going to look. It's going to look like web. I don't know what the illustrator called it. Web comics, web panels, whatever. It's basically like watching a comic book panel. It's going to be colored. I don't know if we're going to have much movement. We got to still discuss this stuff, but it's going to look like a comic book come to life, which is fitting because we're tackling a Marvel Comics adaptation. So I'm very much looking forward to Fractured Fate. Little sneak peek, just a little thank you for watching this podcast for pushing 40 minutes. But what do you have to say on that, Echo, before we go on to my last topic here?
Yeah, no, I'm really excited for the animation style and what the animator is going to do, and I hope you guys are too.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I cannot wait to share more. We're going to have loads more content, so stay tuned. It's going to be sick. But anyway, back to Ninjago for the last thing. As you guys know, segueing from that, I am doing multiple voices in this production here, Fractured Fate, and obviously they're not Ninjago, but I can do Ninjago voices, right? I can do Cole, Sensei Wu, and Garmadon. And maybe Lloyd, if we're pushing it, I'd have to work on it. But Echo, I want you to give me some spitballing ideas here. I want you to give me some sentences to say. As Cole, Wu, and Garmadon, you can have me talking to all three of them. You can have me talking to one of them. Just for schlitz and gigs here, give me some random stuff to say as these characters.
Ooh, okay.
It'll be fun, because I haven't done many voice videos in a while, so I figured it'd be a good time.
So you say you could do Cole and who else?
Cole, Wu, Garmadon.
Okay. Say, I like cake. Not Nia, but cake. Cake is life. Life is cake. My mentor Wu told me that before he got stuck in a time vortex.
Jesus, all right. You're giving me a lot to remember here. All right, here we go. Hey, my name's Cole, and I like cake. Not Nia, cake. Remember, cake is love, cake is life. Not Shrek, cake. You know, Master Wu told me the same exact thing before he fell into a time vortex. And now he's gone. But all we have is cake. Cake is good. I kind of, I
Oh
ad-libbed a
man,
bit, but it's fine. Alright, so how about some Wu?
some woo. Okay, can you say? Yes, it's true. I'm Jesus. I never told you all this
Yes.
because I knew all of you would freak out. I know some of you are not religious and some of you are.
Mhm.
But for those who aren't, you have one more chance.
Redemption.
Before I rise up and I spin you around and I throw you out of this world.
Jesus Christ, that was a 10 out of 10 monologue right there. Alright, I'm going to butcher this, but here we go. Yes, it is true. I am Jesus. I know not many of you are religious, but to those of you that are, I will arise. And when I do, it will be glorious. And to those of you who are not religious, I will throw you out of this monastery and out of this world.
Jesus. Oh man.
Yes,
Hey Jesus, what's up?
not a lot. I'm recording a podcast.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Hey, I didn't know you did podcasts. Because you're old and stuff.
Only late at night.
So, Master Wu,
Yes.
tell me if you've ever had feelings for Misako.
I admit I did. And I still do, I should say. Garmadon, however, has claimed her hand in marriage.
But you want her, right? Like, it don't matter.
I want that cake.
Now, picture this. Nia and Misako, okay? All three of you in a room. Nobody comes in. Nobody comes out.
Yes.
What's going on?
Well, I probably shouldn't say because Nia and Misako were in the room with me. Let's just say
But
stuff would hit the fan.
stuff would definitely hit the fan. What about any of the guy ninja, huh?
I know,
Cole's,
I am traditional.
but Cole's pretty muscular.
Yes, but so am I.
And Jay is fast as lightning.
Oh, Cole, how goes the latest mission? Yeah, it's doing alright. Hey, Master, who you talking to? Cole, would you like to say a word? Sure. Who's this?
Oh, my name is Echo KILLSH0T.
Never heard your name before. Are you from Ninjago?
No, I'm actually from this place called the United States, but I'd love to come visit Ninjago sometimes.
Huh. Never heard of it. Well, welcome. Make sure to come back whenever you have time, and we'll see if we can unite Ninjago, just like the United States. Wise
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that, Cole.
words. Perfect. Hey, Master, do you have any cake? Check the fridge. Perfect.
Sensei Wu.
Oh, we're still going. Yes.
Why does he like cake so much?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
I mean, have you ever tried to, help him?
I have not. I offered him ice cream once, and he threw it in my face.
Master Wu, that's terrible.
I know. And there's nothing I can do to help.
I mean, I think after all you've been through, I think the least he could do is be nice to you.
Oh, one would think.
Hey, can you tell Nia that I'm free tomorrow?
You should probably try telling Jay.
But Jay, he's a wimp. Come on.
That is true. I will tell her for you, Echo Killshot.
Thank you, Master Wu.
If Cole gets his hands on her first, they're doing a double date.
Oh, we could do triple dates, quadruple dates.
Count me in.
Who you taking?
Misako.
But Garmadon will be
It doesn't matter, Garmadon's a wimp.
Master Wu!
Speaking of, Garmadon is currently in the room with me. Would you like to speak to him?
I would love to speak to Garmadon.
Good. Hopefully he doesn't kill you. I have to go, Echo.
Okay, nice seeing you, Master Wu.
Poop off.
Who is this?
Hey, it's Echo KILLSH0T. Yeah, here from the United States. You're Garmadon, I presume.
Yes, I am. I have never heard of Echo KILLSH0T before. Are you from this realm?
This realm? Well, I mean, you could say that. Why are you so evil, man?
I am not one to mince words. I am evil because I want to be evil.
But Garmadon, like, there's redemption for you, okay? Like, you've had so many chances to redeem yourself, and you still want to kill your son, take over Ninjago. Why are you laughing?
Because everything you're saying is false.
Come on, I've seen so many movies to know that the bad guy can always turn good.
Maybe. However, I fear it is too late to redeem my blackened heart.
How about this? If you stop the terrorism and everything, I will tell you something Master Wu told me not to tell you.
And what would that be?
You gonna turn good first?
I want you to tell me first, and then we'll think about it.
Okay. Thank you for taking it into consideration. So, here's what Master Wu told me. He said that you're a wimp and that he's taking your girl, man.
He's taking Misako.
Yup. So, are you gonna do something about it, or are you just gonna be a wimp?
I am going to destroy him. I will take the earth and rip it from inside and shove it down his throat and make him beg for death before I take
Whoa.
Misako and kiss her square on the face.
Kiss her square on the face, huh? You a good kisser, Garmadon?
Yes, I will.
Yeah, I bet you will.
This is the weirdest call I've ever had.
But it's the one that you needed.
Very much so. I have to go now. There's a store that needs robbing.
You said you were turning good.
I lied.
Oh, of course you did.
Oh, get over here. Tell this moron to leave. I'm going to rob a store. And tell your ninja I'm after them next.
Well, I am sorry about that. Oh boy.
Yeah, you gotta get your brother under control.
Hey, I heard that from the other room. Why was Garmadon so mad? What did you tell him? What did you tell him, Echo?
I told him
He
that...
told me that you destroyed my life and took my woman.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Echo, I have to go. Stay tuned for more. Hey, Cole, I'm on it. Come on, let's do this. Remember, Ninja, we're a team. Let's get him.
Oh, I'd love to see you try.
Wow.
End scene.
Wow.
Perfect.
Dude, it's almost like you should be the voice actors.
Yeah, yeah.
Man.
Oh boy, that was fun.
And that was fun, and that's an awesome way to end this podcast.
Yeah, we got to do more of them. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this podcast regarding Ninjago Season 9, 10, the Garmadon comics, and some fun voice stuff in the end there. Dude, I can't wait to do Season 11. Now, how do you plan on doing this? Are we doing the Fire and Ice chapter in 1? Are we doing all of that plus 12? What are your thoughts?
We're doing Season 11, and that's it.
Okay, so Fire and Ice.
Yup.
All right, sounds good. So you get on watching. I will have this up as soon as we can. I got to record some gameplay for it. But if you guys enjoyed this Ninjago podcast, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new to myself and Echo Killshot, and leave a comment down below on what you want us to cover for future podcasts. We already have a lot of ideas, as Echo mentioned. So we are not hurting, but hey, if you have anything fun to contribute, we will definitely take it into account. So, bro, I had a great time talking, and can't wait to do another one, hopefully soon.
Yeah, not like a month from now or a year.
Yeah. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, make sure to comment, like, subscribe. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.
See ya.